Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the deciding match here on the Challenge Cup of the Legends that are linked to us to Dynamite. Today we are gonna see Game 3 between Jixson and Mr. DNA, the last match for that group. Whoever wins today is gonna make the way to the bracket stage. My name is Adrian, and I will be commentating this wonderful race for today. And it's gonna be a good one. Looking at the settings here, we're gonna have a 7-7, defeat Ganon. The funny thing though is map compass shuffle, meaning that when we're starting out, we will have no idea which palace is needed to be beaten. And you have to collect those maps to be able to get that information. So it can lead to just this interesting kind of situation where you go into a palace thinking it might be one of the pendants, but or rather it will be one of crystals, but you might think that you will get the pendant. So like, how am I gonna route this then? So make sure to look for those maps. And looking at the hashtags actually up there on the player screens, there might be something interesting about the mirror today. So you have to wait and see what that gives out for them. So let's look at where they come from. So looking here at the tournament website, there we saw Mr. DNA coming from the winners final, while Jixson was coming from the elimination round here to the tiebreaker. Both of them having otherwise done really well in the tournament. I have a friend that played in their group, and they have both of them been playing out very competitive matches. So who will be winning today? Will it be Jixson, who is today cosplaying as Pikachu, or will it be Mr. DNA? We're off. We are seeing 10 arrows in the Sanctuary and a piece of heart for Mr. DNA in Link's house. So seeing Mr. DNA doing what has become a bit of a standard route in a lot of ways, with going to the uncle, because you can get that tier 1 triple quite easily off while you're going there. It's also 2 very quick items, but I'm right now interested in what Jixson is doing. Jixson is gonna do the hula hand. So basically, to give an easy explanation, is that when you're jumping into the water like this, you're upsetting the camera and the save state for if you're going through a warp that the camera doesn't know where it takes you, it will place you here. It is a nice way to get some early money. I would not be surprised if you would see Jixson just going off buying bombs and then head over to Eastern or something like that. Yeah, nothing of value was found at the uncle, so we're just gonna have to move on. Mr. DNA might be looking into going to Kekuiko. While we do see Jixon here going off and buying those bombs. We'll be able to also check what's on Lake Hyla Island. Right, that's gonna be a blue mail. Might be something they can pick up if they are around the. We're gonna see Mr. DNA heading up and gonna check do his own tier 1 triple, but at the same time also checking out Agina. Yeah, Jixson taking those bombs and handing over to Easton. And our lumberjack cave today is just a little beautiful compass. So you see Jixon here talking to Sahasla. The reason why I want to talk to Sahasla is that he will reveal where the green pendant is, so getting that information early is quite good, to be honest. However, the items in Sahasla's closet were left more to be desired. So it looks like Jixon is gonna do the same route to Kakariko as Mr. DNA. Jixson, compared to Mr. DNA here, has bombs, so he doesn't have any money, so doesn't have to worry about it. Mr. DNA though is gonna save and quit and presumably take the south route to Go because of those 50-50 bushes you can found on the way there. So as we are trying to get the streams here synced up, but we are seeing Miss Jixson also heading over checking what Lumberjack is. Because of map shuffle, seeing a map on Lumberjack could be a little bit irritating because we will not know where that map leads to. It could be just one of the two maps in the city that we don't need, which is Hyrule Castle and GT, because they don't give us any other information. But yeah, it could be something like Swamp Palace or that which has already a bit of requirement normally to get into. So the race game only has 20 rupees. Is Mr. DNA go for them? No. He's just gonna head off to Lumberjack. No, not Lumberjack, Library instead. Which gives him 20 rupees. So off to Kakriko. The first free check here is the brewery, which gives Mr. DNA his fourth heart. So Mr. DNA doing a chicken coop and Jixson doing blind side up. So yeah, piece of heart and bomb. So they didn't have to worry about bombs. So Mr. DNA could have saved a bit of time and just come from the north route, but that's one of the things you don't know. Speaking of the map of Swamp Palace though, there we have the first one. And we found homework in the Blind's hideout. With DNA heading over to Kakariko Well, it's gonna be joined there soon by Jixson. We have the blue boomerang. The boomerang here could be quite nice because they will be able to check the stun price and stuff like that. And we have our first weapon. It's gonna be the hammer today, as well as map the mystery mire and 300 rupees. So Mr. DNA doesn't have to worry about farming up rupees for the bottle merchant. It's gonna be interesting to see where our runners decide to go off the next. So right now with what they have found, and it's gonna find Kakuiko, we have the option of going to South Shore, which would include the dam, Mini Moldorm, and the Ice Cave. You could, if you wanted to, select to do Ice Cave or head over to Agina, or you can do them separately. There is a little bit of cool route depending on what you have. That map, that book we have is pointing us a bit towards the desert to be a viable option. The other option, of course, would be go to Eastern and head over to Eastern Palace or Sahasala, which in Mr. DNA has not done yet. Yeah, Mr. DNA is gonna start out with the south here with the dam. So you're first gonna learn what our drowned item is gonna be. Same time, Jixson decided to do a blind race, as it seems. So drowned item today is our first bow. That is really useful for Mr. DNA. He have not been over to the eastern area yet, so he can just go ahead. you can just go ahead and finish that one off. Very, very nice to find that. It's also a very nice weapon if you choose to head over to desert and you have the fire source. You can use that against the land molars as well. That is at least what the any percent route is, or rather, no major glitches route in the normal speedrun is using. But we are seeing the standard south here, heading off to Minimaldorm after doing them. So when using a ranged projectile, it's always better to go up from upwards or downwards in these areas because of the more limited space that the minimal, I mean, those enemies has. So another full heart, thanks to the heart pieces, and a map to Tower of Hera. So we might just see Mr. DNA immediately checking that one as soon as he goes out, or we might wait for it a little bit later. But yeah, the Green Pendant actually being on Palace of Darkness is quite an interesting location for it. Not only because it is one of the more item-dense locations when it comes to palaces, but it also is very close to Shahazad's closet if you have the mirror. So if we get the mirror, we might see that just beating out the pod because of that Green Pendant, because of how close it is. It's time for Ice Rod Cave here, and it's gonna give us our first bottle, and Mr. DNA is out of there. It seems like Mr. DNA might take that bow and head over to Easton. Yes, he is. And just for the record, I find Jixson's timer to be very confusing. It looks cool, but it's really confusing. So yeah, Jixson has to be a little bit careful here. The crab is out for him. The crab deals 2 damage with green mail. Jixson was able to dodge it though. He has a pretty good sum of money. So if he wanted to, he might considering fake flipper, second hobo, and if that doesn't give him anything, could potentially head up, could have checked the Sora ledge, maybe even bought from Sora, depending on what you have gotten so far. But it decides not to do that, and it's also gonna follow that bow over to the eastern. And we do learn, thanks to that map check there from Jixson, that Tower of Hera is gonna be one of our 5-6 crystals. So yeah, into Eastern for both our runners. If they are comfortable enough with dark rooms, they can finish this one off immediately. We have to see how good they are with dark rooms. One nice thing here for our runners is that the ball they have a bee which can help them a lot if in the dark room before the boss. Because of how many enemies is in there, letting loose a bee in there could potentially help them a lot. But yeah, we have one of our first fest quest, or the second of our fest quest items in Eastern. It is the Master Shovel. Ooh, there's a fire rod. That is actually really interesting. We're gonna see something here. So, one thing that came with version 31 is the advanced item placements. What that does is that if you have a dark room which has a torch in it, if you have the fire rod, that room is technically in logic. You don't necessarily need a lamp for it. So finding a fire rod there, it's really, really interesting. And it does also open up the possibility, or the big possibility, that desert might be a big contender here, because if you don't need boots for the Desert Palace torch, then we can just go in and finish it straight off. So we are gonna see some damage boost here to get the pots. Yes. Okay, so I think there is not any items left. So we are just gonna go in here and defeat Ice Amos and collect either a pendant or a crystal. We are seeing Jixson also using the boomerang here to navigate a little bit nicer in the dark. But yeah, basically use whatever you have to navigate in the dark. And I do like what Mr. DNA is doing here. In this room here, there is a bit of extra rupees. It might signal that he might start be thinking about Sora. Otherwise, just getting some extra money in general is a good idea, because there is a lot of those stuff. Yeah, that's totally right. I didn't think about that, Totemal. It means that there could potentially be 2 extra items inside of his palette. But it depends. It might also happen that he just has compass to Eastern. So we haven't really talked about what the compass does, because the map seems really good. Compass is not as much sought out. It's generally really good if you are starting out with the fact that it gives you the chest number and how many of them you have opened. Hello, Justin. And a very, very nicely set up quick kill by Mr. DNA. Was able to skip out on the invade phase, and he gets first blood. And Eastern is a crystal. That looked really nice from Jixson. That was very well lined up with the hammers. So we are gonna see Jixson's attempt now. Persisting his elf, good as well. Gets the first hit, misses. The first almost there, so we'll not be able to set up the quick kill. He has to endure the enrage phase here. Yeah, that is the first crystal for Jixson as well, as Mr. DNA had decided it's time to do the castle. I think the biggest reason right now why Mr. DNA is going to the castle is because it is a very long trek if he decides to go to the desert. So might be looking into getting either the flute or boots before heading there. The boots especially since if it is boots locked, it will have to making do a double trip. Yeah, we can see Jixson thinking along the same lines. Okay, nothing really in the castle so far. And Mr. DNA is not gonna set up the death warp, choosing to isolate the dark cross for now. It's illogic because of the fire rod, but yeah, choosing to go and do something else. So it's time to head over to desert, it seems. Gonna be interested to see if Jixson decides to collect that, or decides to continue on into the dark rooms and collect that, because I was doing commentary the other day here on this channel, and that was basically this decider for that match. So it would be a shame if that happens again. But really nice find it actually on Desert List, finding yet another finding yet another map, gonna give him even more information. Yeah, that's totally right, Tomato. Yeah, I agree. That was a really fun race to be looking at. So there we have the small key on the tours, unfortunately. So it is boot locked. We could see Mr. DNA going to the back and stealing a key if we really wanted to look at what's in the front. But yeah, we are seeing Jixson doing the death warp here, so he's aiming to go and check out Dark Cross. And yeah, that map was actually gonna be for Desert Palace, and looking at it, Desert is also crystal. So full of crystals in the light world, with one of them being the 5-6. That's funny. And Mr. DNA is opting not to steal the key. Oh, that's correct, Totemal. I'm so used to people having gloves when they come here. A nice double hit there with the fire rod for Jixson. Mr. Name almost being demonetized, but gets some bombs from Agina. So back to Costa maybe? Or maybe even choosing to head for that ball or turn in. You could actually do a really nice double thing here with going for dig spot and sick kid. And we actually saw it's not in logic right now because we don't have either the flippers or glove. Jixson having really hard time figuring out where he is. Just bring out your bombs and shoot some arrows. He is using the map though to figure out where he is. The fact that he ran out of magic here might be really troubling later on. There's an enemy here though, trying to demonetize him. And Mr. DNA now also heading into this cave sequence. But looking at the inventory, there should just be a key here. Yeah, absolutely. It feels like he's just hitting the torch all the time. Okay, so the key is not there. So the key is in back of escape. So dig spot or... But it's a glove though, so can sec the back of escape. That is a very nice find from his DNA. So Jixson is going to use his fairy here to make sure there are no enemies around him. But Jixson is has been found by one of the enemies and has been demonetized. I like the idea with the beast rat. 300 rupees and the moon pearl. We have Dark World access. Yeah, because of Jixson opting to opt out and head over and check Sick Kid might potentially also route in the shovel with that. That is really, really unfortunate for Jixson. We are seeing the same thing happening again, guys. So what was Sick Kid damaged by or got sick by today? Ah, he likes that we came visit him. And Mr. DNA opting to enter Dark World by the villages of Outcast and Skullwoods. Quite like the thought process around it because Skullwoods and Chieftown is technically the no. Let me correct that. Chieftown is right now the palace that he can beat. So adding over there is understandable. Oh, but look at that though, the lamp for Jixson. He will be able to get that glove. However, that does put up a little bit of an interesting situation here for Mr. DNA. Yeah, that might be really just irritating thing. You might have to go through the dark rooms, and Jixson will just do it a little bit quicker. Oh, and there's a master shield today on the pedestal. Thank you, Mr. DNA. But yeah, that was definitely Lemao. That was the sad option for what could have been there. And the good thing is that they already found the firearms, so Mr. DNA might not have to worry about the items that or the things you need a fire source to be able to do. Yeah, there we have the glove of Jixson. Say we quit and head to Easton. Might be thinking actually about the mountain as well. It's also another possibility. Mr. Ney just found himself a sword. So now Skullwoods is in logic as well. Very nice that he decided to go here first. I myself are one of the ones who would, when having dark world access through glove and hammer, would for the most time begin with the cave that I formerly called Hype Cave. That I nowadays more called the cave formerly known as Hype Cave. Yeah, that's dark world access for Jixson as well. See how it's not giving us everything? Yeah, that's a good name, Justin. That's a good name. So looking at the map here, we do learn that Swamp Palace is gonna be one of the Crystal, and Meyer gonna be one of our pens as well. So we might never see the flute then. Yeah, we are gonna see Jixson using seeing the other one, using the Psych Cave entrance. The good thing with Jixson doing this is that he is gonna learn where the other 5-6 crystal is by going up to the bomb merchant after doing this. Ganon's Tower, 100 rupees, and this is a site cave. 0 out of 10. Otherwise, looking over at Mr. DNA's side, nothing really in Safe Town so far as well. Oh, Jixson not talking to the bomb merchant. It's understandable though. Right now Pod is beatable, and it is the Green Pen sure, but it is the palace that is one of the more dense. I want to say it's 8 here, but yeah, a lot of races have been determined by doing an early pod, so let's see what he finds. Might feel a little bit behind. Might feel a little bit behind because of him dying there. Well, Mr. Dene has found the nice rod, whereas I'm being told to call it the ice rod. They're going further here. There are a few options of how you might want to route pod. We are seeing Jixson here doing one of them, going to the front, hoping to find a small key here. He does, so he can check both of the big key in his chest and the one at the drop down here. The alternative is going directly to the bowl location. Turn and fish some stuff out there first, but same time though, Mr. Dene here, finding the Master Sword. And because Mr. DNA has a small key, he have to check this chest over here as well. And that is just a bit hard for Mr. DNA. So a lot of small keys at the front here. It could set up a possibility now for Jixson here if he finds the big key on the Bollock section that it could potentially set up so that he might just want to finish Helmasaur first. But yeah, it is time for the blind fight for Miss DNA. We're gonna see if he's able to stay on the script. Great 2 first phases. A nice spin there as well, using some sword lasers. And there goes blind down. 2, Chris. Potentially 2. There's our last pendant. Okay, so we then know that Skull Woods, but look at that, Jixson! What are those? Jixson just found the boost. The speedrun has begun. But as I was saying, that means that Skull Woods and Ice Palace will be crystals as well. One of them will be the 5-6, the other one undetermined right now. So very nice knowledge from Mr. DNA. It's very set up now that the ped seed wouldn't really be doable here, but Jixson taking death to one of the mini Helmas. So a lot of things happen at the same time. So Stumpy gives us one shield today. What a beautiful paper shield he has. Okay, so there's one more small key that Jixson needs to find. He might not need to, depending on where it is. Okay, so it's... Did I really read that right? Oh, okay, so Easton was a 5-6 as well. Okay, interesting. Yeah, he has a 5-6 crystal right now. So yeah, the supposed hype cable from Mr. DNA. And Jixson just found the single arrow of destiny. But because of that, we do know that ISOD is required. So Mr. Jixson has. Oh, now I'm confused with both of them. Jixson has to enter Thief Town at some point to get that one. And so we also need to find ourselves the Red Cane. Jixson taking a death here. Cool. Oh, that's correct. That's a fence with a single arrow. But yeah, looking more what we need. We need a medallion to be able to enter Turtle Rock. We are quite honestly very, very close to go mode. We also need a hookshot, of course. But yeah, very close. Need Titans. Speaking of arrows, Mr. DNA just found some more. It's looking like Mr. DNA is thinking about Catfish. Catfish in this tournament has honestly one of the locations that has been left gone in a lot of cases. So yeah, Jixson now heading to the back to get his green pendant. So what does our friendly neighborhood catfish have today? Just some more economy for us. It's gonna be interesting to see who, if any one of them, decides to do the Shora check before finding flippers. Considering Jixson has boots, would it be nice for him? And yeah, Mr. DNA is gonna skip out on those boots for longer. It have created this interesting scenario where both of them have a different pendant, giving them a different item needed for go mode. So phase 1 for Helmasaur is down. Just some arrow into the middle eye, and Helmasaur is down for the count. And he is awarded with a green pendant. Fun fact, for the longest time I called Helmasaur Helmarock. Probably because of his stone mask he's wearing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jixson is now also gonna go ahead and check out the Pyramid and the Catfish as well, so Catfish getting a lot of love today. Yeah, Mr. DNA though, I like what he's choosing to do here. He knows where all of the pendants are, so starting going dipping crystal palaces. Jixson does not have that information quite yet. Yeah, I like DNA's routing here, choosing to go to the back first, because in normal routing on a normal randomized seed, that would mean that you would not maybe have to take any of the sets in the front because of the item situation if you find both of them back here. For this one though, is it not as much? With DNA taking a death. He's just gonna go ahead and go and defeat the boss instead. Oh, and that gave the blocking the 5-rod shot aimed for both of the torches. But with what Mr. DNA currently has, he should be fine with items. Mr. DNA is opting to for the most part use the 5-rod, and because of that boost, the boost that Jixson found, he's just gonna go ahead and head straight to desert. Oh, and Jixson being hit by the laser. The treadmill has been death to many runners. Yeah, sorry. He's gonna have to farm some magic here. And you're gonna use the hand to reset all the pots. Also known as Wall Master. Okay, so I really so compared to Mr. DNA, when he wanted this, Jixson is just gonna clean house here. Yeah, it's really cute. I played with the Pikachu sprite for a long time before Lucario was introduced. Mr. DNA opting to get an extra heart for the fight. Oh no! Mr. DNA got grabbed! I wouldn't be lying if I say that hadn't happened to me before. And no matter how long away you are from zooming into the room, if one master finds you, he will pick you up on a merry carpet wild, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. Okay, so to recap a little bit, the lamp is at dig spot and the boots were in pod. But that is second time for Mr. DNA and he did it. That is gonna be his second crystal. Also known as the arena cest. Arena ledge, possibly. One of them. The DNA now gonna be checking the front of Skullwoods. Like Jixson here switching to a lamp, he is probably gonna try to do the fire rod strat against Lemolas. If not, he does have the hammer and the bow he can use, so he has a lot of different weaponry he can use. Same time, DNA setting up the bomb jump and gets it. And it's rewarded with another B. And a very nice. And that's a hook shot! Amazing find for Jixson. He should be looking at the mountain now. The mountain is gonna give him so much stuff right now. can walk up there. It is technically in logic with the lamp, but would have probably walked up there otherwise. We'll basically be able to find a lot of things. Early pod for the win, absolutely. And we are seeing that immediately. Jixson gunning up the mountain. At the same time though, DNA did find the bombos in Skullwood, so we'll give him a little bit of leeway inside Ice Palace. And it could potentially be the medallion needed for Turtle Rock. But yeah, first of all, Jixson just gonna have to do the Destiny Rocks for that 20 rupee. Wharf. So Mr. DNA now. Wonder where he's gonna go next. Same time though, Jixson is currently escorting the old man. What is our payment today? Apparently, we are hosting a very cheap walking fee. But I like this though. Mr. DNA actually going to pod. We'll give him the boots. So very, very nice for him. We'll be able to get back a few things. But that is still about 20 minutes. It's time that Jixson has saved on it. Yeah, that's true as well. And I present to you the worst enemy in the game, the Dead Rocks. So Paradox Cave here for Jixson. Slippers, nice. That is mirrored away from Swamp Palace and Ice Palace. No, not necessarily that order, but really nice sign for him. Yeah, we need meats as well. We are starting off with a few rupees inside Paradox, piece of heart, hard container, and a compass for Safe Town. Yeah, we have the standard bomb jump as well. So the floating island has another bottle for us with yet another bee. And we're off to Hera. Jixson first, though, gonna go up and check what ETH tablet is gonna give us. Yeah, that's the boost from Mr. DNA as well. Oh. Ooh. You can find your way home. That is very, very interesting. But yeah, as Jixson said, that is the mirror. Either that or it's a compass. It probably is a compass though. Thank you, Mafka, for clearing that up. Oh, look at that, Titans for Jixson. Mountain was definitely the play. So, Moldor. 3 hits with the hammer and he will be down. No invade phase needed. And a map to Turtle Rock. Gonna give Jixson some more information. Jixson is gonna head down to the basement and check out what is down there. So, time for the coffee break for Jixson. Or if you have any other beverages, it is that particular beverage break. Yeah, Mr. DNA is also gonna head over to desert now. And Red Rupee. Oh, he almost forgot to flick the switch. But Mr. DNA now has also entered the desert. Okay, time for Spiral Cave for Jixson. After that, we are probably gonna see Super Bunny. You can also see Hookshot Cave. We also get the information about what is needed for Turtle Rock. The Jixson right now on really good route. And nothing in Spiral Cave either. But yeah, as we are approaching the 1 hour mark here, as we get a little break here, make sure to give our runners a follow. Though, smash that follow button. They have been putting up an amazing race for us so far. Make sure to show the supports. As today, one of them is gonna be eliminated from the tournament. And also make sure to also give smash the like button for Total Mark. The Tumaltalk. Don't know how to pronounce that, but I can say it's Tumaltalk for tracking, making sure that I look a little bit less like a fool. I did sing a little bit earlier, so well, yeah, I'm doing a good job at that either way. But yeah, second me down there, it is Quake for the third rock. And of course also give also a shout out to Math Girl for setting up this race so we can get it streamed. But look at that, underneath the doormat we have bacon. The bacon coin. But look at that mirror for Jixson. So it's confirmed. Mirror is not on ether anymore. Yeah, that's a hook shot for Mr. DNA as well. And that means that he's now on 3 crystals. And looks like Jixson is gonna go for that bottle as well. Mr. DNA is also gonna go for Destiny Rocks before heading up. I'm not sure, I was distracted by the mountain as well. Yeah, with that, Jixson is just gonna go ahead and dip into... Wait, he can't do that yet. Almost made my full burst again. Oh, he can. He's gonna head into Swamp Palace. When is Jixson actually gonna find his first sword? Well, when do you guys think he's gonna find it? We know that there's one sword in the set game, but where do you think he's gonna find his first sword? We of course also have the monster sword that Mr. DNA found. One in Shift and one in Cest. I have one answer to that, Justin. Boo. Okay, so we have the confirmation. He have not finished pod. So if that green pen is gonna be something, then that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's not a bad gamble with the fact that it does take a few extra minutes to finish it off, but yeah, if green pen is something, that's gonna bite him. But then again, it is not doesn't take too long to go through pods to get to the boss. But if I have not found flute yet, then that's gonna take a little bit of time. So we found a map to east, and well, we already know about that one. And presumably Jixson also know what that one is, but he wouldn't be able to check it. Then I guess we are one item away from no mode. Yep, it is confirmed that it was a map on Ether. It's also confirmed that it was not a compass. So, left side swamp, what do you serve us today? Well, one of them is gonna be probably gonna be the big key, for all we know. Let's see if we find some Mardia here actually, that would be funny. But I'm gonna assume right now Jixson is checking these ones for a sword. Well, we got out the validation rupee, so the run validated question mark? It looks like Mr. DNA is also gonna be using the hammer stats on the Moldorn. The hammer doing the same damage as Temple since 1993 or 1996. I always getting those years mixed up. Oh, Mr. DNA gets knocked down 1-0 to Trollorn. Oh, I missed one of them, sorry. But yeah, there we got it. It was not the third fall, only two today. And we got Ether tablet, the Ether medallion from the flooded chest. And they were the big key. And Jixson is gonna go and check it. I like how Jixson considered if he wanted to do the stair boss. But we have another bottle from the big key. We are getting a lot of defensives in this scene. So who's gonna find the red cane first? Almighties! It's me time! Args! We are gonna see the post buffer strats. Not that Jixson has any choice, also known as the menu simulator. So, how is Jixson gonna tackle phase 2? He's just gonna go for the safeties and do hammer. Okay, I thought DNA skipped. Okay, there for a second. Don't mind me. Yeah, that is another crystal for Jixson, taking his crystal count up to 4. Tying up Mr. DNA. Yeah, Jixson is just gonna head to Ice Palace, it seems. But yeah, with that, Jixson is actually gonna go ahead and do Mr. Pyramid, or Mrs. Pyramid Fairy, should I say. So there are some strats that you can do to speed up. You can take damage, because you can use hookshot to be able to use the boots for a distance. But because he doesn't have sword, he is not gonna try for the bomb duplication glitch. Which has become one of my favorite tricks to do when you are doing the big red bomb. And we are getting a mushroom. So, chat. Do you want to do a face quest? Or maybe do a T-Rock dive? It could be anywhere. Pull out your hair, it's gonna be fun. Maybe it's vanilla, maybe not. I wish you could tell me where. Do you want to do a face quest? It doesn't have to be a face quest. What we are gonna see though is we are gonna see the mirror strat used for the mushroom. So time for the mandatory releasing the bugs and buying some potions. I love that time of the. And what you guys putting out in chat is absolutely viable. It is a valuable assumption. So I'm expecting Mr. DNA to go to Ice Palace after this. Oh, look at that! Red cane for Jixson. We are in no mode, guys. That actually is really bad for Jixson. He might be baited into to Turtle Rock. That is correct. That is correct, though. Don't mind me. Don't actually listen to that. I don't know at this point. But I can absolutely see Mr. DNA going for that one soon because he's probably thinking Ice Palace, and if he doesn't find it there, he might just go ahead and do the Soras or decide to do the Soras X before that. So you're gonna see some spin strats from DNA. He's a little bit early on his spins, but he gets it nonetheless. That is the 5th crystal for Mr. DNA. Jixson going to Skullwoods, hoping to find some type of sword here. And he's gonna use the hook shot here, so he doesn't have to set up the bomb jump. Because he has the boots, you can use that if you have having problems setting up the upwards bomb jump. But it's gonna go for the safety, for the safe route here. Hope you like that extra bottle. Jixson gets the swag hood shot through the spikes. I think that is only 1 pixel you can shoot through there. Jixson is gonna go ahead and check the last chest he can check in Skullwoods. Chest before Moffila. He might also decide to just check what the pet is. Yeah, Mr. DNA now doing the Suasex. Okay, we have red mail for DNA. Nice. The worst thing here is because of what it says there, because doing Pelsec here might actually think Jixson of I'm not gonna check that. I'm not gonna go into save now because I know I'm not gonna get anything extra out of it. But at least both players now know what they will get from doing all dependents. So yeah, there we go, guys. At 1:22:29, Mr. DNA is in go mode. At the same time, we do see Jixson heading into Graveyard Ledge, hoping to find a sword somewhere. And the nice thing here with is the fact that Jixson will not have to open a single chest throughout Ice Palace. I need some water after that's out. Right now, it is Mr. DNA's race to lose. But he's gonna get one sword here at least. No bomb? Surprised he didn't bomb the CES guy. Mr. DNA actually doesn't have too many bombs. Will he be able to do the bomb jump? He's just gonna skip it because he has the red cane, but that would leave him that would make that he would have to have a big key. But yeah, good job though. Was able to get the first try and the only try as well. Wouldn't have been able to do any other tries. You're using the hook shot to kill the penguins as well. Nicely done. Is he gonna get the trick? The hook shot clip here? No, just gonna play safe. It seems like Mr. Nene is at least gonna open the chest on the way so that if he finds another sword or silvers, that's just gonna be good for him. So time for the puffs. Starting off the fight with just using a few fire arrow shots to weaken the puffs, and gonna go for the spins after that. The spins here helps a lot because it will help you be able to dodge out from the different spikes, the ice that is falling from the ceiling. And there is Jixson. Yeah, that puts Jixson one sword away from go mode. Jixson is not quite in go mode yet. He only needs to open the chest by the maiden, and he will be in go mode. But there we go, at 128.10, Jixson is also in go mode. But look at the lead that right now that Mr. DNA has. A lot has happened for Jixson to get back into this. I know I said this before, but remember guys, the loser today is going home while the winner is going to the bracket. What makes you say that, Tom Talk? Oh, look at that powder, even more defensive for our runner. Oh, is that actually... I'm not seeing too much Jurassic Park, so... But yeah, one of the more irritating rooms in Link to the Past, it is the chain jump room. Ah, okay, I'm gonna do that. Not now, but I'm definitely gonna do that. Yeah, that's Moffala for Jixson. That makes it that he has now 5 crystals. The lamp were on dig spot. Yeah, a big oof. Who would have thought that a fast quest will lead somewhere? But it is what you say, it could be really irritating. But at least Mr. DNA finds himself temper. That is gonna help a bit. We are gonna wonder if Jixson is gonna pick that one up as well. And unfortunately, no skipping laser bridge today, because Mr. DNA wanted to open lava assist. And I think Mr. DNA is lost. Would you consider just jumping off? Oh, there you go. He's back to the start. Use a hook shot here to dodge out from the fire. Uh-oh. Because he's trying to skip out of the fire so much, he's actually missing where he wants to go. Yeah, Mr. DNA is gonna have to go ahead and do a laser bridge. Is gonna activate the safety door first. It's understandable with his current health situation. Does not want to use an extra bottle here. Want to save those for the silverless Gannon fight. So yeah, he does have he has to basically time to get past. First one, excellent timing. Didn't get the second one though. Well, there's a small key. And he's not gonna take the others. Would you guys consider opening that one? I'm a little bit torn. Same time, Jixson going into the cold stare fight. Jixson gonna have to be careful. He is gonna use the blue potion though, so he is gonna be fine. And there goes the last puff. Coaster is down, equaling up the crystal count, but for how long? So phase 1 is completed for Mr. DNA. Yeah, there we go. And as Math Girl is writing in the chat, with that, Mr. DNA has collected all 7 crystals, which means that the puzzle is completed and it's time to head over to ET. There is one thing blocking us from climbing it though. That big key. Somewhere in the Gannis Tower where the big key lies. I want to guess it between 1 and 22 to be able to compete for a shout out. So in cess number 1 we find the small key, in cess number 2 we find the other small keys, so we're gonna stay on the right side. Oh, DNA almost being grabbed by the hand. So number 3, Half-Matic, that's gonna help DNA a lot. That is really, really nice for him. But yeah, right hand is down, so let's head over to the left one. So hot container on 7, and there we have number 8 is our big key today. And we have one guy slash girl who have done the correct guessing. It is Tsukiniwa. Congratulations for that guessing. So yeah, only execution now. No. Yeah, so is Jixson gonna skip the lava test, or is he just gonna plunge forward? Yeah, DNA doing pretty well here in GT. Oh, Mr. DNA is gonna go for the ferry, but misses and has upset the cycle. Yeah, at least Jixson is picking up his tempered. Yeah, that's Lamb more or less 2 down. Yeah, you can see the boots being used here. This DNA doing really well in the gauntlet. It's gonna be double sword that is not despawning the top of the DT. Yeah, Mr. DNA looking for those silvers. Oh, we have the flute! So you are never meant to go to Meyer. There's time for Troll Dawn number 2. Jixson taking a lot of damage during laser bridge as well. Also dies on the also getting sniped by the same laser. And the last test of the seed, but for Mr. DNA is heart container. Oh, and the Jixson going past the test with the small. Okay, good. He went back for it, but being knocked around, he's knocked down again. But yeah, now that we climbed GT, it's time for the Geometry Wizard, also known as Aga 2. Okay, can get a double here at least on the first one. Okay, this could potentially be a triple if done right. Very, very nicely done there by Mr. DNA. Only needs one more hit here, and no, he misses. But there we go. The Geometry Wizard is down. And with that, it's time to get bacon. So we are getting some interesting insect facts today from Gannon. Didn't know he had that as his pastime hobby. So Mr. DNA could have gone up, but above him and do the spins up there. He's choosing to play a little bit more safer though and standing outside. But yeah, that's also second phase on Trinex for Jixson. And he does it. He's now gonna head over to GT as well. It was a really nice one cycle on the first cycle for Jixson. Mr. Nay might have to be a little bit careful here. He's very low on health. Should be drinking a potion here. But we are in phase 3. Second hit. I want to believe he has. Might not have though. But he should have. So the arrows are in GT. The steel arrows are somewhere in GT. Maybe we see Jixson finding them. Oh, Mr. DNA gets sniped by the bat. And it doesn't have a fairy. And looks like Jixson is gonna do the same route as Mr. DNA, so we'll not get to see silver today. Mr. DNA is gonna go into the third phase now. He's gonna miss the first cannon jump. But there we go on the first hit on phase 3. That's the fourth hit. Is DNA gonna get the torch glitch? He gets it. 1. So yeah, we are all in phase 4, looking much better this time. DNA is not setting up the triples, just doing the normal doubles, which are easier to do, but yeah, you know. No! Because of the fire, Mr. DNA gets knocked down! This door is slowly creaking, opening for Jixson. At least Mr. DNA knows about the fairy in the tree. I feel like we should name that fairy. What would we call that fairy? Lily? I like Lily. Let's go for that. Let's start that. Jixson opting to use the fire rod shots to take out the red Stalfos. And we are in phase 3 again. And a nice Lemon 2 fire for Jixson. Barely being missed by the laser there. And he gets the torch list yet again. We're being hit by fire, but was far enough away from the ledge this time. Barely misses getting in a third shot there. That is not enough to get another get a third hit chance here, but he's gonna get a double. And Mr. Dine just going for the doubles here, playing it safe as Jixson finds his flute. I do like it right now though that Mr. Dine is playing more cautiously. Yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. DNA is gonna move on to the bracket stage. He had fought hard, having to go to the tiebreaker after dropping to Nubly in the winners final, but he has done it. And he passes the bridge, and write a message of GG's in the chat for Mr. D. He comes in with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 54 minutes and 36 seconds. GG! At the same time, Jixson just baiting out Troldorm. And it's gonna make his way to Geometry Wizard. Mr. Dene coming a little bit close there with those deaths to Ganon. We're gonna see if we're gonna be joined by Mr. D. And a nice Agatu fight for Jixson as well. Right, we're gonna wait for Jixson as well before we get the interviews going. You're seeing Jixson playing a little bit more offensive, or a little bit more aggressive. Let's say aggressive against Ganon. He's able to get out phase 3 much quicker. First hit has been done. Second hit has landed. And that's a fourth hit. Fourth hit has been struck. It's gonna stun him to make sure that he gets that set up for the Taurus glitch. Almost got hit by fire bat. Could potentially get a triple here. No. He's also gonna go for the safety doubles. Can't be many more hits now. But yeah, there we go. Jixson has also defeated Ganon. Get your GGs in the set for Jixson as well. He have fought valiantly in the group stages, but he has been eliminated. He is gonna come in with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 58 minutes and 48 seconds. GG. And we are joined by Jixson and Mr. DNA. GG guys, you made it very competitive in the end.
Yeah, thank you.
So there was an interesting dynamic that happened early when you guys got into the dark.
And what was that?
It was the fact that one of you did an early pod while the other one did an early safe town. So one of you got the boots, one of you got the ice rod.
Oh, I see. And what about the lamp?
The lamp was at dig spot. That was a really interesting one.
Yeah, because I haven't practiced all the dark rooms yet. I've done Pod and first one in Eastern, but many of the other ones I was just improvising. So
We could kind of see that in Turtle Rock, unfortunately. A little bit hard to navigate through that if you don't know the way offhand.
yeah, I mean that one's really easy, but I couldn't remember if you hold right or down at first and then you switch.
I always hold right just to make sure. But yeah, are you with us, Jix?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, GG to you as well.
GG.
Yeah, you had a little bit of problem, unfortunately, early on in the seed.
Yeah, the chest where it sits right in the dark cross always gets me. Like I know the room, and if I had to go straight, fine, no problem, whatever. And it always seems like the torches are blocked, or I just miss the chest forever.
At least it led you to find that lamp.
Yeah, it was nice, and immediately went right back and get the glove to go to the dark world and avoid a sword for a long time.
Yeah, you didn't get your first sword until 125.
That's so brutal.
Yeah, it really is.
Did you have any execution issues? Like I had quite a bit on this.
Many deaths. Mostly the Dark Cross room, and then Laser Bridge, because I still don't do laser skips well.
Yeah, I had a few issues there as well. But my main issue was I died to Moth, and then I got sniped by the hand on my second try. And I had, I think, 2 or 3 Troll Dorm deaths, or not deaths, but falls in.
And yeah, then you also had some struggles with the Ganon fight in the end there as well.
Oh yeah, that was pretty rough. I practiced that fight a little bit silverless, but I usually kind of assume that at that point I'll usually have at least one safety item. So I haven't really practiced it much with just with what.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I found that tempered though, because I definitely would not have won without that.
Yeah, really blessed with that tempered. And both of you did the same route in GT, so none of you found silvers.
Yeah, what about just general routing throughout the seed? I actually can't remember a lot of the seed. I got to go mode, like I didn't even realize I was one item away when it was time to get caned, so I was kind of just zoned.
Yeah, very early go mode there with 122.29.
And then what about you?
I think my go mode was officially the Master Sword. So, well, in the back of Thieves is when I finally hit go mode.
Oh, okay, yeah, and I had done that a long time before that. That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting dynamic. It really shows how different one seed can look depending on where you go.
Yeah, and I can't even remember if that was particularly linear. Like I said, I was so zoned out that I don't really remember, but it felt like I didn't have a lot of items, so I didn't feel like I had a lot of choice in that seed, but apparently we did a lot of different things.
Well, I want to say it was pretty linear because you had to get the boots from Pod to be able to get the hook shot from Desert to be able to get up the mountain to get both Tidesmith and Mirror.
Right, yes, okay, so that chain, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, Flippers was up there as well, so yeah.
Yeah, so this could have been a pretty quick seed.
Yeah. But yeah, GG to you, Mr. DNA, for moving on to the bracket. Is there anyone you have seen qualified yet you want to face up again?
I haven't had a chance to watch any of the restreams for this tournament yet, so I'm not sure what the competition looks like.
That's fair. That's fair. There's been a lot of matches.
Yeah, well, judging from last year, though, apparently it got quite competitive, so a lot of people have been practicing up, and there's, a huge community now, so I'm sure it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, just quickly looking through the group stage on the chat log, there's been a lot of 2-1s, much more than last year.
Well, GG, Jixson, and thanks for the good matches. I'm glad it went to 3. That was really...
Yeah, GG. Good luck in the bracket, man. I hope you do well.
Thank you very, very much.
And yeah, once again, thanks so much to our runners, Jixson and Miss DNA, for putting up an amazing show. Thanks so much to Total Maltz for doing the track for us. Thanks so much to Mr. or Mrs. Math Girl, so let's say, for doing the restream here. Also, thanks so much to the Go Mode podcast for letting us restream this tournament on their website. Right. If you have not seen the Go Mode podcast, make sure you do that. They have talked about amazing stuff. Last time they talked about the basically prize pools. So if you want to really learn a lot about the Link to the Past randomizer, make sure to check it out. Thank you so much for your connection there as well, Math Girl. My name is Angels, and I'm signing out. Thanks so much for an amazing race.